Hello stream, welcome back, how are you? Again we are there after so long and today we'll be doing Neurolet's quest and we have Calvert also with us. Calvert, say hi! Calvert? Calvert?
Mm-hmm.
Say hi!
Hi.
Keep up.
Alright. We do Neurolet's quest today. Have to go to
Okay.
Port of Fontaine. We don't have to be like, okay.
Okay, don't do okay.
Wait. I know that. We're going to meet Novelet now. So we will be taking zombie. Meet him. We have Zhongli and there's the dragon.
Wait, did I hear that right? Monsieur Neurvalette, are you sure you'd like to take over the case yourself?
That's right.
No, but why? Technically speaking, cases like this are better left.
Neverlet! Sidine! Hey there! What are you two talking about?
Ugh, Traveler in Paimon, please help me talk our Chief Justice out of this. He wants to investigate a case. This is completely unprecedented. How can we have the Udex acting like a private detective?
I trust that you'd be able to work that out with how well connected you are, but I must apologize. I do not plan on relying on anyone else's help for this matter.
So, what is it exactly? It sure sounds serious if it's something you've got to investigate.
A Melusine named Kiara received a threat letter.
Kiara?
And then?
That is all the information I have acquired at this stage.
I have no idea why you're so hung up over this. I've checked the schedule in advance, and it seems like there aren't any trials today. So, if you insist, I have no objections.
Thank you for understanding. I will leave a note explaining my absence on my desk. I would appreciate it if you could take it to Lady Farina. She may have no interest in official affairs, but standard procedure dictates that I'm still responsible for reporting to her.
Yes, understood. I'll come back later and deliver the note to her.
Judging from Sidine's reaction, it must be pretty rare for you to investigate stuff personally.
I cannot tell you just yet, but it reminded me of there could be complicated conflicts of
Boom,
interest
boom,
behind
look at
all
them.
this, so I must eliminate all risks in advance.
That thing I was singing this one. Quiz dialogue.
Being so secretive! We still have no
Quiz,
idea what's
quiz.
going on!
It is not my intention to keep you in the dark, but I need some time to revisit those memories and collect. Long story short, a little more than 400 years ago, I became the Udex of Fontaine and initiated a series of institutional reforms. There were few people I could trust, but I had two subordinates who were exceptionally trustworthy and capable. Carol, a Melusine, and Vautrin, leader of the Special Security and Surveillance.
They must have been amazing people to receive such high praise.
Indeed. Unfortunately, the reforms damaged the interests of some, and the more conservative faction took advantage of Carol's identity to instigate political unrest. Ultimately, they wanted me to yield more of my power. The incident resulted in Carol taking her own life, and Vautrin being exiled. From then on, I've been especially careful when dealing with cases related. All Melusines used to live a secluded life away from human society. I granted their wishes when some of them, including Carol, asked me to bring them to the court of Many common folk believe that I share a special bond with the Melusines, and whatever they do can be traced back. Some of them, especially those who hold a grudge against me,
Imagine Paimon
exploit that belief and
becomes so
stir up
long and
conflict over Melusines
Lumin
in an
be
attempt to lay the
floating
blame on
beside her.
me. I have nothing against the opinions of others, but the moment a
Anything
whirlpool
else?
of conspiracy forms, it inevitably affects the innocent. It has already happened once, and I want to make sure it does not happen again.
Even so, why do you have to be the one investigating? There's the guards, the Marechaussee Phantom, and the Special Security and Surveillance.
Based on prior experience, there is a high chance that those who hold hostility towards me do not belong to the same department. The political system of Fontaine is relatively complex and involves the interests of multiple different factions. However, since I am technically an outsider in Fontaine, a lot of trouble could be avoided if I personally took on the case.
Outsider? But aren't you the Chief Justice of Fontaine? Why would you be an
I understand where you are coming from, but there is not necessarily a connection between my responsibilities and you know very well about my true identity, and have even met others of my kind in other nations. Even though I was born with a human form, there is a fundamental difference between dragons and humans. Taking on the role of Chief Justice does not make me a part of this community. In fact, the status I was granted has prevented me from forming deeper bonds with others. I have lived in Fontaine for a long time, but I do not belong here. That is why I call myself an outsider.
Yeah, we have nothing to do with all those organizations anyway. So how about we come with you on your investigation? Let's team up and round up all the bad guys lurking in...
That does not sound like a bad idea. I rarely...
Oh, Paimon's starting to get a little embarrassed.
I will write my note of absence right away. Let us depart together once I'm done.
Okay.
Let us go. We should visit Kiara first and try to gain a better
Kiara?
So Neuvillette feels like he doesn't truly belong here in Fontaine, but Paimon feels like he has a kinda skewed perspective on a lot of things.
The quest started. Remains of the past.
Paimon's been thinking. You called yourself a fish out of water, right? But since you're the
Thank you for your suggestion. I will consider using the more accurate term in private occasions.
I never thought I'd see him here.
The weather's amazing
Oh,
today.
thanks, Kiara.
Kiara,
Monsieur Neuvillette! Oh, I remember. You're the traveler.
Aw, she's adorable!
Thanks for the compliment.
I heard from Sidine that you received a threatening
A threatening letter. The letter fell through the crack in my
Ay,
door as I
nadie.
was heading out this
What
morning.
happened?
It said something about catching me, so I thought someone wanted to play hide
Ito rin
and seek.
sabi.
But Sidine told me
Yeah.
it was a threatening letter, and that I could be in danger. But that's not
He's
gonna happen with everyone
being
looking after me.
Have you run into any suspicious-looking people recently?
Suspicious-looking people? What counts as suspicious?
Did you think of...
Nope. I don't remember.
Do you still have the letter with you? I want you to show...
Oh, let's see.
Now then, get lost. If you don't leave the Marechaussee Phantom, I will come and catch you in person. Don't say I didn't warn you. A simple threat. Neither the handwriting nor the content itself reveals anything about the writers. We can't rule out that possibility. Since you can't think of anyone suspicious, I will be heading back to the Palais Marmonia to review some official documents. Kiara, you should come with us. It's safe.
Sure. Wait, no. I still have a case to work on. I promised Alof that I'd check on her plate.
But you are being watched right now. Going off on your...
And that's where we come in to help. We'll stay with Kiara and make sure she's with us around anyone scheming to hurt Kiara can forget.
Thank you, Traveler. Big Sis Paimon.
Oh?
Don't worry, your big sis Paimon is super strong.
All right. Let us go our separate ways.
We'll take her to a lost place right away. See you around. So, Kiara, how old are you?
Let me think. 1, 2, 10?
Bruh.
I can't remember. But I remember coming to the Court of Fontaine with Carol and Neuvillette. That must have been a long time ago.
Carol? Didn't Neuvillette mention her just now? That was more than 400 years
She's
ago.
like her
How
size.
would Paimon be a big sister to you?
My memory isn't that good. But Carol told me I could address others based on how I feel about them. Paimon feels a lot more grown up than me, so you're a big sis.
Huh. Paimon sees. Hey, Traveler, did you hear that?
Yeah, that's all. She didn't say hi to me, but for her. There's someone here.
Strange.
I'm Olaf!
Kiara, you're here. Huh? Wait, aren't these two?
Oh, they're the Traveler and Big...
I thought so. What brings you here? Did you run into any trouble?
It's not really trouble anymore.
May I begin inspecting the store as planned?
Of course.
This is inspection? This is an up inspection?
No hazards detected. You've cleared the inspection. Seems like the criminal from that case last month never set foot in here.
That was quick. What were you inspecting?
I took a look around the shop. Neuvillette says that us Melazines have special eyes that can see things people can't. Things like bloodstains. No matter how hard you try to clean them up, we Melazines can see their residual stains for some time.
All right. Now that you're done inspecting, hear me out. I'm planning to release an outfit for children next month and wanted to hire you as my model.
Of course! Is there anything I needed?
Please wait a moment while I take your measurements. The sample should...
Seems like they get along really well. Huh? What are you looking at? Is there really someone watching us? Shh!
Okay. Charlotte.
Strange?
Gotcha! Charlotte, what are you... Oh, wait, don't tell Paimon you're the one who sent Kiara that threatening letter.
Threat letter? What threat letter?
This is starting to feel like an interrogation. Okay, I'll be straight with you. I don't know the slightest thing about that threat letter you mentioned. I only wanted to follow Monsieur Neuvillette and request an interview with
You want to interview him?
That's right. I'm not the only one, you know. Interviewing him is... But it's not an easy task to accomplish. The Palais Mermonia rarely accepts appointment requests from us, and we never have the chance to interrupt when the court's in session. So imagine how surprised I was seeing him out on the streets today. It seemed like you were investigating something too. The perfect opportunity. Of course, I'll make sure to turn in my manuscript to him for review. I have my principles, and I'd never publish an article without the consent of all parties involved.
Yeah, we're doing a secret investigation that can't be made public now.
I see. Well, if you say so, I guess I'll put this matter aside for now. Oh, what a shame. Chances like this don't come by very often. In exchange, could you tell me what the threat letter is about? I swear.
No.
All right.
She will.
What? Someone's Shh! Not so loud! It just so happens that I did an interview with Kiara. Last month, in fact. It was well received by our readers, so I was planning to continue the series. And now someone's coming after her. I'll ask my colleagues about it. Who knows? We might find something. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing. This secret's safe with me. But I gotta warn you, even if I keep my lips sealed, others will know eventually.
Why?
People care a great deal about Monsieur Neuvrelet's each and every move. Some may have already realized that something was up. Besides, the case in anyway. I'll get going now.
Well, that was a nice chat.
Oh,
What
Loren
do you
is here.
think? The design looks pretty good, huh?
I think it's great!
Huh. It's very pretty indeed.
Coran! What are you doing here? It seems that you just showed up out of nowhere.
As I passed by the Palais Mermonia, I heard that Neuvillette was investigating a case with you. Technically speaking, he and I are under an employer-employee relationship. It didn't feel right to have my employer personally take on such trivial
Hi,
cases.
Dee. How are
I
you? Welcome
happened
to
to
the
have some
stream.
time at the
DM?
moment and came to take a
DM.
look. I sometimes have my clothes custom made at this boutique, in any case, so we always have a lot to talk about.
Ah, Neuvillette sure is lucky to have someone like...
Leave this to me. You should go meet up with
Okay then, we'll leave Kiara in your hands.
Candy, you there?
Yeah,
What you are doing?
I'm getting that Dragonspine sword in mine.
Okay.
Keep up.
Hey, new light. Look behind.
Oh, you're back. Is everything all right?
We ran into Cloran. She offered to help.
That is good to hear. I trust her abilities. It looks like Kiara is...
We thought so too. Well, did you find any leads?
I've been looking over the case records, specifically inspection reports submitted by Kiara and major cases I have judged. I've come up with two plans. On one hand, I could start with Kiara and track down the group behind all this step by step. On the other, I could also analyze the conflicting interests of these major cases and confirm my suspicions if there is indeed a mysterious group that bears a grudge against me.
They both sound like pretty solid plans, but can you really finish browsing through all these documents? That's a lot of reading.
Don't worry. I'm a fast reader when it comes to official documents. After all, I have several hundred years of reviewing under my...
We'll help you read through them. We have nothing else.
Thank you. I will continue looking through the ones piled up on the desk, but feel free to browse through anything else in this.
Damn. Hmm? Oh. Spina de là.
Have you made any progress?
Yeah.
We skimmed through some of them, but there wasn't anything useful. Oh, there's so many documents.
I would love to answer that question, but the truth is I've never made a precise calculation. If memory serves me right, there should be at least 100,000 cases. The documents you see are just a small fraction of what's really there.
Whoa, that's a lot.
That might be how it seems from another's perspective, but trials and official duties are, to me, simply... There are many documents here. Take a break if you are tired.
You read Paimon's mind.
All right, let us take a break.
Yep. Are you sleeping there? No, I think she will sit on. Yeah.
Even though resting is a part of taking a break, shouldn't we at least... All the silence is making Paimon feel really
Please pardon my lack of consideration. People rarely come to the Palais Mermonia for matters outside of work. To be quite honest, would you like to have some drinks, perhaps? You must be thirsty.
Ooh, drinks! Thank you!
Oh, he is going to.
Paimon wonders what Novelette likes to drink. Oh, maybe he's a fan of really fancy... He seems like the type of person who'd own an entire winery. You know, like Diluc.
Oh, she spoke about Dilu.
What's inside these glasses? It
Water.
looks just
He
like
likes water.
An astute observation. It is indeed water.
He likes water. Water. Bottle of water.
So it's just plain old...
What did you think it was?
Since you're the Chief Justice and all, Paimon thought you'd prefer something more... sophisticated.
This water is indeed very special. It would not be an overstatement to call it sophisticated. I believe you've already tried Fonta. In fact, there are many other drink factories in Fontaine, including those that specialize in packaging pure drinking water. Said water is sourced from all across Tevat, including Mondstadt's Cider Lake, Liyue's Chintsa Village, and Inazuma's Konda Village. Here is one of their latest products, water from Sumeru's Apam Woods. If I were to comment on their mouthfeel, the waters of Cider Lake warm the heart. The waters of Chintsa Village have a poignant touch, while one might call the waters of Konda Village... Distinct differences exist between the waters of each area. You will appreciate their intricacies once you taste them.
Really? Let Paimon try!
What do you think?
It is water.
Nope. Paimon couldn't taste any difference at all.
How regrettable. It seems like you still have a long way to go in refining your taste.
Hey, this
Bruh.
doesn't have to do with refining our taste. Paimon's pretty sure most ordinary people can't tell the difference.
Hey,
And
don't
you
shout
do
at
it
him.
anyway. Oh, could it be because you're the Hydro Dragon? We are allowed to bring that up, right? Since no one else is... Oh, Paimon's been wanting to ask this for ages. If you're the Hydro Dragon, why would you become chief... Sorry, Paimon was just curious.
There's nothing to hide. I was simply organizing my thoughts. I accepted this position because I wanted to seek out answers to questions that have...
Questions? Are there really things you can't figure out?
Many, in fact. But the one question that puzzles me the most, in essence, I neither know why I was born in this form, nor do I understand where my long life should take me. I lost many memories from the moment I was born. The primordial sea, for example. I can only vaguely recall its connection to me, but I am unaware of what that connection... Perhaps the elemental dragons of other nations may have some form of an answer. However, they are scattered across all of Tevat. Abruptly visiting could very well pose an unpredictable...
True.
Obviously.
Some of them have very...
I have been holding on to these unanswered questions for a long... But there is one thing I've discovered along the way. My emotions easily resonate with those of others. Even I don't have the slightest idea what they... My guess would be that there are at least some similarities between humans and myself. By observing their behavior, perhaps I could one day understand the meaning of my...
Have you made any progress?
Perhaps, but I find such progress difficult to describe. As an outsider, chances to engage in meaningful interactions with others are few and far between. That's why I'm quite thankful for this chat. Such opportunities are rare. Alas, time is limited. We should move on with our investigation.
Are we gonna continue reading these documents? Paimon's getting dizzy already.
I wasn't able to find any leads even after browsing through most of the documents. But while we were on the topic of water a moment ago, another idea came to me.
Water? Do you mean...
What thing?
That's right. The Fountain of Lucine is where all of Fontaine's waters converge. If there really were an organization attempting to use Melusines against me, they should also hold an intense resentment towards me. Perhaps we'll be able to find some new leads by sensing the hydro element within the fountain.
Huh. Why didn't Paimon think of that?
Perhaps we should go. There shouldn't be too many...
Mm-hmm. Oh. Let's go.
Monsieur Neuvillette? I probably shouldn't disturb them.
Mm-hmm. You shouldn't.
Looks like we got lucky today. There's hot...
Traveler, can you still hear the voices from the fountain?
Perhaps leave the investigation to me. I need you to take a...
A safe distance?
Huh? Hey, there.
Oh,
Bro. There was a bird there. What if that bird got hurt? Hmm? Hmm? I cannot jump, I cannot sprint. Just have to walk. Oh, there is new lead. Wait, that Carol.
Thank you for bringing us here, Monsieur Neuvillette. The Court of Fontaine is truly incredible. There's so many things I've never seen.
I understand your excitement, but there's no need to thank me.
Oh, this was Novelet 500 years ago.
Although I have responded to your wishes, it was not without personal interest. Melusine's special sight make them especially suited for joining the Maréchaussée Phantom. I'm certain you'll...
I know, but I'm really glad to be Not only can I repay you for your kindness, but also...
But a meaningful life also comes with its risk.
It's definitely the safest to just stay in the village. But I want to see the outside. In truth, I've never really understood the purpose of my existence. Or what I'm capable of. For almost 20 years, we've stayed in our village without finding any answers. That's why we wanted to leave our village and look for the
I understand your confusion. In fact, I feel the same way. I too came here for an answer to my question.
Really? Could you The truth is, many people threw rocks at us today and told us to go back to our village. It hurt a lot when they hit me in the head. And
Logically speaking, both time and effort are essential when different species attempt to peacefully coexist. It will be a difficult road ahead, with countless different identities and ways of thinking all contribute to strengthening the barrier between one another. Removing it will be There aren't many suggestions I can share, because just like you, I haven't fully integrated into this society. Despite my social status, I am still an
Oh, I see. I'm confident that we'll find the meaning of our existence.
I believe in you, but you shouldn't lose sight of the difficulties ahead. If you run into any trouble, I suggest that you inform Vautrin, the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
Huh? Is he the person I met in the Palais Marmont?
Yes? Do you have...
That stone-faced human. He didn't even bother to look at me when I tried talking to him. It felt like he wasn't interested in it.
He is an earnest man. There will be plenty of opportunities to work together in the future.
Oh. explore the nearby area.
Hello. Can I help with anything?
Thanks, but no.
Oh,
Oh, that was a road.
hello. I'm Carol, a Melazine. Is there any...
Get away from here! I'm calling the guards.
Please, calm down. I don't mean to cause any...
Hard to say.
Yeah, we should probably stay away from these monsters. Haven't you realized? Strange incidents have been
Why should we trust this species from who knows where anyway? I can't believe Nervilet allowed them into the court of Fontaine just—
Exactly. That so-called Chief Justice even granted them official positions. Not only that, but they're now responsible for investigating cases as well. I swear, there's some hidden agenda.
Go away!
Get me
Quit
against
acting
these
innocent.
people. I want
I'm not leaving.
these people
I
as
won't
my
let you say bad
enemies.
stuff about him. We joined the Mari Shosei Phantom and solved lots and lots of cases. We've never done anything...
Solving cases? With Nervilet in cahoots with you? You could have fabricated it all, and no one would know. So tell me, how can you guarantee that you Melazines aren't involved in anything that occurred recently?
Didn't I tell you before? Don't go advertising if you're not a good talker.
Vautrin?
Aside from spreading unjustified rumors, if you continue insulting members of the Mare Shosei Phantom, the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol has every right to subject. There have indeed been an increase in cases recently, perhaps due to the shifting currents of conspiracy, and I understand your concern. However, there's been no evidence pointing towards Melazines.
Even the captain of the security patrol is on their side. Nervilet's newly reformed police force is already corrupt to the core.
how can two completely different species possibly coexist?
You heard that?
Yeah, I don't understand.
There have been rumors saying that you were born from calamity, and that you inherently bring danger to those around. There are countless negative rumors about you floating around in Fontaine. It's near impossible for you to become a part of this society.
Monsieur Nervilet said that we needed to put both time and effort in. I don't know how long it'll take, but I can at least try making
Even
you
cutscene,
still
right?
want to try a little
No.
harder.
I'm talking
Thank
to
You want to see this first step?
what it is.
Okay, I won't be taking any more of your time.
That's
I
it.
painted a lot of flyers last night, so I have to
Very
stay
important.
and hand them out to everyone.
Watching stream. Oh, started.
Yeah.
Off we go!
What is this? You're lagging leg. Okay, now fine. What is that?
You see it. Okay, done. There it is.
Oh.
Hehe.
What is the sword?
Yeah. Got it.
Even better than I imagined.
Let's
lucky
claim
day.
on this.
Okay. Ready now?
Hey, let's go. One
Okay,
more.
nothing.
One more. Oh,
No.
bro, I felt it was golden. Flute you got. How many more you
many.
need? 2 more, na?
Nothing.
3 how? 3 how?
5 was remaining, no?
5 was remaining. You pulled 1, na? Later. And now 2 you pulled.
Okay, fine. I think so. I'll see.
Okay, let's
Anyways,
see.
I'll get.
You're not gonna take them.
We'll hand them out together. The faster we get this done, the sooner we can head.
Hehe.
I'm doing your village quest.
Do.
Just bold.
Navigator question to join.
I see no late there.
Monsieur Nervilet, what's this?
Medals of Peace, awarded to you and Vautrin. Thank you for your continued dedication in the past 5 years. You've taken one small step forward in helping Melusines gain the trust.
I think I'll pass.
Hey, don't say that. We wouldn't have made it this far without you. It won't be long before Melusines begin living peacefully with the humans.
Don't keep your hopes up. We've barely scratched the surface. There's still a long way to go before that dream of yours comes true.
You blockhead! Don't ruin the mood!
Vautrin brings up a good point. The trust humans have placed in you is still very fragile. Any small incident could undermine the hard work you've put in. Please be on your guard for the next few days.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Guide. Again, walk. Oh, yeah. Now she's only walking.
Medal of Peace? Peace isn't going to give us back what's rightfully.
Are you sure we should do this? We're no match for Nervalette, even with all our powers combined.
Nah, not gonna happen. As long as he remains in his position, there's no chance he'd take their rules even he must comply with in the political sphere. Unless he wants to become an enemy of Fontaine. So quit worrying and just go ahead with it. I've already planned out the murder.
Huh?
Once we lay the blame on the Melusines as the person who brought them to the court of Fontaine, Nervilette will be left with no
I guess you're right. Ugh. If he just left things the way they were, it never would have come to this. But he's forced our hand.
You guys are thinking you're gonna teach Nervalette a lesson? You're combined.
Turn the murderer in!
Melusines can't be trusted! That goes for Nervalette too!
Huh? That's so harsh. I hate Fontaine.
Peaceful coexistence? What a joke. Get out of the court of Fontaine and don't ever come back!
Bro. So bad people, literally. They're animals.
The results of the investigation are in, Captain Vautrin.
Go on.
There is no direct evidence, but reasonable inference indicates that the ones controlling the situation are supporters of the old regime, whose interests they tricked Miss Carroll into going to the crime scene and pressed charges against her. After that, they incited panic among the people in order to make Monsieur Nervalette confess to his mistakes and yield. The guards were stopped by the enraged mob and couldn't intervene in time. Miss Carroll chose to sacrifice herself to pacify the situation.
Huh?
And she called me a blockhead. A little investigation would have cleared things up. Why didn't she wait until we'd established the truth?
The situation had rapidly escalated to a physical altercation between
Wait,
infuriated
did she die?
citizens and the guards. Miss
Yeah.
Captain
Who?
Vautrin,
Who am I
should I
talking
present these results to Monsieur Nervalette
I'm
right away?
purposely saying yes, so you
Notify
let
the guards
you
to
give
restrict public
reactions.
Restrict
No,
access to...
dude.
Wait, are you planning to...
Say.
There's something I've never told Carol. I had a little sister named Ilaria who passed. She's just like Carol in every possible way. Innocent, kind, always believing the best of people. People like her. From the moment I met Carol, I knew that she'd be easily manipulated by others. I kept a cold demeanor and tried lecturing her into giving.
Looks like she was unfazed by that.
Oh, really?
Yes. In fact,
It was so sweet.
some of her spirit must have rubbed off on me instead. Because I too began working towards that pie-in-the-sky dream. I should have known. Those cowards don't have the guts to confront Neuvillette. They even avoided causing trouble for me. They were after Carol all along. Can you understand how I feel? Right now, there's only one thought on my mind.
I just
Only
wanna
through bloodshed can their debt
fire
be
Fontaine.
repaid.
I understand, but I'm certain Monsieur Nervalette wouldn't accept that as a solution.
That's exactly why we need to keep this a secret. Give me the list of suspects. I will take responsibility for everything.
I'll go there. To know it? Okay.
Did you know? They're hearing a major case today, and the criminal is Captain Vautrin of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Apparently, he resorted to personal measures to seek revenge for Carol and settled the score with the group that framed his friend. Hey, why aren't you saying—
I'm thinking we should try our best to bail him out when the trial commences.
Bail him out?
Shh, keep it down! Haven't you realized? Both Vautrin and Carol are Nervilette's most trusted subordinates. After everything that happened to Carol, Nervilette's guaranteed to do everything he can to keep Vautrin around. Besides, now that the old regime has been uprooted, Nervilette's status is secure as can be. As long as we redirect public opinion, Nervilette will be able to give Vautrin a reprieve. The benefits are
Vautrin sought vengeance for his friend for a valid cause. This represents the justice. Please, think about it. If the same thing had happened to you, wouldn't you feel the same— Yeah, that's right!
This whole thing started because of those despicable cowards who levied false accusations against Carol. How could Vautrin be declared guilty for seeking revenge?
Monsieur Neuvillette.
Mr. Vautrin is innocent! He's innocent!
Order! I acknowledge your arguments. Vautrin, your revenge could be seen as a form of— I understand your decision. Which is why I cannot help but feel regret and even grief about the judgment. Personal justice does not equate to justice as defined by the law. To execute your plan for revenge, you abused your authority and conducted informal executions. Your actions have thus violated. Therefore, you will be declared guilty.
What?
That can't be! Monsieur Nervilette, please give this a little more thought. He has—
Vautrin, my friend, is there anything else you want?
Neuvillette, what have I done to deserve this? I've closely followed every one of your orders. Can't you see? Everyone in this room believes that I'm innocent. Why can't you just let me off? Is this what justice means to you?
Order. Since there have been no further objections, the Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vautrin.
I can feel the sadness and the worry.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Mr. Vautrin will be declared
guilty. Bruh.
Goodbye, Monsieur Neuvillette.
This all happened because of Carol's naive ideas.
How can different species peacefully coexist?
What's wrong? Are you not feeling well?
Apologies, it seems like my memories got the better of me. I tried my best to suppress the power of Hydro within myself, but it seems like it still caused the emotions within the Fountain of Lucine to boil due to my negligence. The overflow of emotions and memories must have affected you as well.
Wow. The Hydro Dragon is more powerful than Paimon. Anyways, the last time we came here, the Traveler only heard voices from the Fountain of Lucine. No emotion.
It is as you said. It is not only the fountain. I can sense emotions from all waters in Fontaine. Rivers, lakes, and—
That sounds
But I rarely ever do anything like this. Emotions carried by water are always chaotic and disconnected. As an outsider, having my mind occupied with irrelevant memories— Which ones? It's fine. I prefer not to speak of those memories. That does not mean I am deliberately— It was a coincidence, but perhaps it is a good thing that you saw everything. You should now understand why I believe there to be a conspiracy behind all this. These two cases are much too similar.
Paimon's starting to lose track of what you're saying. Don't leave Paimon out of the conversation. Paimon wants to help too.
Then let us get back to the point. While I was investigating the fountain, I discovered something strange. I did not sense too much hatred towards me within its accumulated emotions. However, I did find some resentment directed towards Kiara. I don't know what caused this to happen, but it seems like there won't be a shortcut to finding the organization.
Oh! Didn't we read about that in one of the...
You've read about it? In that case, the resentment should have come from that incident.
Huh? What are you
Navia.
doing here? I was just about to look for you at the Palais Mermonia.
Navia! Nice to see you again! Is there something we can help with?
I've heard some things, but I'm not purposely asking around or anything. Don't worry. Rumors are abroad that someone's scheming against Melusines, and that you're... So I told the Spina di Rosula to keep an eye out for leads. We've had unfamiliar faces showing themselves at the Fleuve Saint...
Thank you. Where did you hear about?
The Chief Justice out on investigation, accompanied by the Traveler from afar. No matter how you conceal your whereabouts, there will be countless eyes watching. You talked to Kiara, but didn't ask her to keep things secret. People curious to know asked around for information, then it was only a matter of time before word of the threatening letter spread all across Fond.
So that's what
Indeed. I did not expect that this could be kept hidden for too long, but the rumors still spread faster than I...
You know, it could be because you attract more attention than... Anyway,
You do?
any progress with the investigation?
The suspects who threatened Kiara might have to do with a certain smuggling case, but it is still uncertain if there is in fact another... We are planning to return to the Palais Mermonia to revisit some details.
All right, then I'll round up the Spina di Rosula and follow up on their progress. Wait for my word. Ta-ta!
Ta-ta!
Neverlet, do you think there'll be any problems now that the word is out?
I have already considered that possibility, and I do not think that there will be any. As a matter of fact, once the word gets out, no one would dare to harm Kiara. What is more important is how the case is perceived by the public. 400 years ago, they chose to side with the old regime and direct their resentment. I hope the same won't happen again.
Strange. What are these people doing out on the streets so late at... Did something happen? Let's take a look around.
Have you heard? Someone's plotting against a Melusine! This is 100% the truth. Even the Chief Justice is investigating.
What? That's it! Who's been threatening Melusine?
Our enemies are lurking in the shadows and won't easily reveal themselves. But no amount of hiding will keep us from...
That's exactly what I wanted to say. The guards have already begun to take action. We can't just stand... Think about how much we owe them. Now that they're in danger, how can we just sit back and do nothing?
Everyone,
Hey,
please stay alert to your
welcome to the
surroundings
stream.
from now
How are
on.
you?
If you see any suspicious persons, report...
Now they are like with the Melusines.
It feels like you've been following me this whole time. Did something...
We were informed that.
Nope. We just finished our shifts and happened to be strolling by.
Have you had dinner yet?
This isn't a good time to be out and about.
Come on, don't act tough. I bet you're hungry.
All right. Let's go buy a cake or something.
You shouldn't
something.
ever skip meals. Especially if you have another shift scheduled for later.
I heard even Nervilette's keeping an eye on the situation. This is the perfect chance to get promoted. We gotta make sure we give it all we've got.
Seriously? Were you planning to shirk your duties if Nervilette wasn't...
Relax, I was just playing. We've worked together for years now. If something happened to them, I'd be haunted by regret for the rest of my life.
That's more like it. We should stand guard until the criminal has been caught.
Come and fight me instead, you coward!
Have you heard? Even the Special Patrol came to help.
Shh! Look! Is it that Nervilette? I think he's...
Looks like there's nothing to worry about.
This is truly wonderful.
So, wanna go over?
No, I should stay where I am. My appearance could give rise to unnecessary... Let us stick to our plan and return to the Palais Mermonia. The faster we uncover the truth, the better.
Let's go. First, I wanna check my... if I have anything. No, I don't. Think I only have up to this. No. Just 2 weeks. Let's go. Let's go. Look for the suspicious document. Yeah, the smuggling one.
The smuggling case was solved by the joint forces of the guards and the Maréchaussée Phantom. This is the one.
It's a good quest.
The list of involved
I
suspects
think
should
it
be...
is actually good.
Found it.
Welcome to the stream though. How are you doing?
What does it say?
The principal offenders Domenico, Inika, Yuna, and others have been caught. They have been sent to the fortress of... Those with close connections or mutual interests with the offenders, but who did not participate in the case, will not... Among them, surveillance of Essin has ceased on account of his good behavior.
So many names. Is the one who sent that threatening letter to Kiara on the list?
Yes, there is something suspicious about Essin, too. It seems like he's closely related to the core members of the smuggling case, and he moves around without much...
Monsieur Neverland, someone claiming to be from the Spina di Rosula just checked. He said, and I quote, "We have located the suspect. They're chatting at the cafe."
Huh? How did Navia find them so quickly? We've only just figured out that...
I, too, am perplexed. The cafe isn't too far from here. We should head over and take a look.
Sure. I just TP. Don't worry. It was that.
Hey Navia, we're here! Whoa. Check out all these people!
These are the people who have had recent dealings at the Maréchaussée Phantom. They're usually hidden in the Fleuve Cendre, but I sent for someone to invite them.
Invite them over?
Exactly. Now, I heard there's great coffee here, and so I asked them if they'd like to come and have some.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to be guests of the Spina di Rosula.
I've wanted to have a meetup like this for ages.
But... Oh well, let's get back to business. It's already...
Yes, that's me.
You're Essin?
Yes.
Did you write that threatening letter to...
I did, but I was just following orders.
Orders from whom?
Domenico. He was my boss. I couldn't disobey his orders.
Domenico? Where is he now?
The fortress of Meropide.
She threatened them all, I guess.
I'm afraid even the Spina would have trouble looking into that place. Looks like you'll have to make the trip yourselves.
You've done more than enough. I am extremely grateful for...
Leave the formalities for later. You should find Domenico for... If he really is the one setting up the conspiracy, it'd be best if he's exposed as soon as possible.
Alright then, let's head to the fortress right now!
Let's go. Ting, ting, ting. Are we going to meet seriously? Yay.
Welcome to the Fortress of Meropide, dear esteemed guests.
We're back! Oh, and a greeting from none other than the Duke himself! Guess we've made a name for ourselves at this place.
This isn't anything new. I figured you had important matters to discuss when the two of you, not to mention the Chief Justice, let's assume we've gone through the pleasantries and cut right to the chase.
He'll offer us 40.
I do remember a thing or two about Domenico. He once attempted to round up the other inmates and instigate a protest.
Who does this guy think he is? Paimon hopes nothing came of it.
He once attempted to, I said, meaning that it was over before it even started. And now he's threatening Melas. To be honest, Domenico doesn't seem like much of a conspirator. The fact that the three of you bothered to personally investigate raises a flag. Is there something else?
He's got the same concerns we do.
I'm concerned about this incident because something similar has occurred in the past. I wish to meet Domenico in person and have my quest.
That's an easy one. Let me think. I think...
Did I hear someone say Melusine? What happened? Sijuin! Yeah, and we're investigating. The person who threatened her seems to be... Really? Is Kiara...
There's no need to worry. Clarande is protecting her as...
Well, that's great. But if the criminal's still... Is there anything you can do about that?
Ah, head nurse. Do you require me to personally deal with...
Writhes.
Okay, I get it. I'll bring Domenico to you. That's your own...
Think of it as more of a humble request. I'm here on my own accord, not to formally transfer a criminal for trial. I urge you to set aside any thanks for the trouble. Consider me in your debt.
Whoa! If Paimon were you here, Grace, Paimon would take this chance to ask for something really...
Well, were I still a criminal, I'd probably ask for a lighter sentence. But I'm sure Monsieur Neuvillette would reject that. But enough jokes. I'll look for Domenico and bring him to you. Make yourselves at home. Our dear head nurse has mentioned you quite a few times, so I'm sure she has a lot to say.
Please come with me to the infirmary. And watch your step. There's some pretty dark areas, so make sure you don't trip over anything.
Okay.
Did Neuvillette just walk by?
Now that I think about it, I can leave this place soon. Huh?
Let's go.
Please rest here. Oh, and would anyone like anything to... Paimon's not that... Thirst is a warning sign that you're dehydrated, which means you have to drink up even... I'll bring you some tea. I'm sure you'll have a lot to... Typical Sijuin. Concerned about everyone's health. Why aren't you two saying anything?
You noticed them too. The badges they wore on their chests looked quite
Familiar? Paimon didn't even realize they were... But if both of you say so, let's go ask them about it.
That's not a bad idea. I will stay here and wait for...
Talk to me.
I place great trust in Wriothesley, so I rarely visit the fortress of Meripede. However, exceptional circumstances call for exceptional measures. I hope
Zhongli is quite shorter than Neuvillette. Is it? It's alright. Zhongli, you're the god. Oh, they're down. No, they're on top only.
Interested in joining the mutual aid? If you'd like to learn more, here's our Our slogan may have evolved over the centuries. Here, this book is for you. You're welcome to come and sign up.
Anything you need? Oh, this? Are you interested in joining the Mutual Aid Network?
What's that?
We have a very long history, going back as far as 400 years ago. We have never had many members throughout our history, nor do we have much of a reputation, but everyone treats each other like family. Helping each other is our purpose. At the same time, we seek to maintain just dealings as much as possible.
Sounds like a pretty neat organization.
All we want is to defend ourselves. None of us have ever committed serious crimes, but people won't give us a hard time.
You two look kind of familiar. It's the symbol of the Mutual Aid Network designed by our first From what I've heard, it's based on something called a Medal of Peace. I've never seen one of those medals for myself, but the first president of our network was an amazing person. All of us have a lot of respect.
We should have gathered enough information. Let's head back and talk to Neverland.
Sure. I wanted to sit beside Snowlight.
Did you manage to get...
The people who wore the badges belong to an organization. According to them, the badge's design was inspired by the Medal of Peace. Have you seen any of...
I personally crafted 2 of them myself.
Yeah.
They were awarded to Carol in Vautrin. Carol's medal was destroyed in a fire. The only one that remained should belong...
Oh, so the network was inspired...
Monsieur Neuvillette, His Grace has requested your presence in his office.
All right. Let us talk to him first and get to the bottom of it.
Let's go.
Allow me to introduce this fine gentleman. Why don't you explain everything to him?
Neuvillette? What do you want? What are you gonna do?
Calm down. I merely want to ask you if you... Was it your idea to send that Hassan has already confessed, so there really isn't any need to...
That idiot! I can't...
Let me ask this another way. It was your idea to send that letter.
Yes.
Who is pulling your strings?
What? You're not trying to frame me for something I haven't done, are you?
It's best if you realize the gravity of your situation. The Chief Justice of Fontaine has been... I assume your previous attempt to incite unrest at the Fortress of Meripede has something to do with this as well.
Eita.
Yo, I'm back. Mohammed, come. Damn.
I admit I acted on impulse.
Welcome
I'll
to
tell you the truth.
yeah.
But before that, you must ensure my
It's
safety.
one already.
I can do that.
No,
You
is it?
see, we're all reasonable.
I only intended to do some small business at
I did.
first. Someone contacted me about delivering some goods and promised me a generous sum of more. And after making a few trips, I was suddenly approached by the Marechaussee Phantom. They accused me of smuggling prohibited items, and I was put on trial. But I refused to accept any of that. The ignorant can be rightfully absolved from guilt, right? Well, I suspect that someone got me locked up here so they could get their hands on my goods.
And then you decided to take revenge on the Melazine?
My initial target was Nervilette. Everyone in the forces of Meripede was declared guilty by him, after all. So they must more or less hold a grudge against them, right? If I could get them to strike back. But for some reason, no one wanted to team up with me. That mutual aid network in particular. What did those nobodies even gain from trying to challenge me? In the end, I had to redirect my focus onto Melazines to salvage things. I recall that Chiara was the one who confiscated my goods for inspection. So I asked one of the more approachable guards to send a letter, claiming that but the letter was in fact addressed to Essa. I requested that he write a threat letter to Chiara and force her to resign from the Marechaussee.
Am I to assume that the claims you've made are your own thoughts? Have you been in contact?
No.
Is it true that all members involved in the smuggling scandal have been...
Yes.
Sijuin, please take him back to the detention center. I'll deal with him later.
Bruh.
So, Monsieur Neuvillette, you were concerned that there might be a shadowy faction looking to capitalize on the delicate situation with the Melazines to...
Yes. I experienced a similar incident in the past, so I had to be prepared for any possibility.
And how long ago was this incident?
More than 400...
You might be overthinking this. Time can change a lot of things. Everything's...
What do you mean?
400 years ago, you and the Melazines you brought to Fontaine were the outliers in society. But in the present day, if someone were to threaten the safety of the Melazines, people wouldn't just sit back and do nothing. I trust that they would make different choices from before.
That's right! We saw lots of people standing up for Melazines on our way back to the Palais Mermonia.
Monsieur Neuvillette, the Melazines are a species you introduced to Fontaine. How the public treats them is also reflective of their attitude toward... When people refused to place their trust in Melazines, it was because they were still on the fence about you, their unfamiliar chief. For almost 500 years, you've conducted every trial with impartiality.
No.
You made the right judgment each
One
time,
more
regardless of what... People no longer have any reservations about you, and even consider you a symbol of the law.
Duties.
Ready?
Watching. Yeah, ready.
Let's go. Nothing.
Okay. Next one, you got time. Next 1 or 2 wishes confirm.
See this.
Just 60 you need.
See this exploration.
Bruh.
Just to get so much.
It's just 60 more you need.
60, 160.
Yeah, 60 more. You have 107 right now, no?
What 107? 160 exact I had just now.
Bruh. It's alright. Oh, this resin is 107.
It isn't anything special or worthy of praise.
Sorry, my bad.
I'm simply fulfilling the promises I've made and searching for answers through my judge. It is unnecessary to hold me in such high regard. The complexity of human emotions and willpower
Yeah, only if you
far
could
exceed
convert
those
a
of
resin
mine.
into famous.
There's no need to be so modest. The current state of affairs says it all. You're no longer that outsider you were before. Even if you wished to investigate something on your own, many would take the initiative to lend...
I must say that you've made a fair Thank you for clearing my doubts. Now that the case has been...
Huh? You're leaving?
And so soon, too? Why not stay for a cup of...
Thank you for the offer, but I know how this place works all too well. While some are here to redeem themselves, there will inevitably be those who harbor resentment towards me. The less time I spend here, the better. My presence could very well result in an unwanted disturbance.
In that case, I'll have to insist. I still have 2 more things to say.
Please, go ahead.
The first is about the guard who helped Domenico send that letter.
I know of what you speak. The guard was indeed deployed from the Palais Mermonia's staff. However, as I mentioned earlier, I visited today on personal business. Therefore, I leave that matter in your hands.
Well, that makes things a lot easier. Hey now, don't let your imagination run wild. Those from up there have a tendency to sympathize with others. However, down here, such thoughts will put you at high risk. I'll have a chat with the guard and remind him to take precautions in the future.
I see no issues with that.
Great! That's one thing out of the way. What's the other thing you wanted?
The other thing was born from my own sense of curiosity. Now, I've heard that you investigated the mutual aid network.
Yep. Neverlet thought their badges looked
I noticed the small gang as well when I first took over the Fortress of Meripede. They were not great in number, but every member always made sure to stand up for what was right. I've looked into their founder, Vautrin, who once stood trial and was sentenced to imprisonment in the fortress. According to existing documentation, Vautrin remained disciplined throughout his imprisonment. He had never once engaged in physical or verbal aggression. In other words, how he presented himself in prison was very different from his behavior.
What? During his trial, I could sense that his feelings were complicated. He appeared to be full of resentment, and I believe he had every right to feel that way.
Perhaps he had been putting on an act.
An act?
Neuvillette and Vautrin had a close relationship as superior and subordinate. Vautrin must have known that the Chief Justice would make an impartial judgment. Thus, the more resentment he displayed, the clearer it would be to those present that you were, and to those who had been sitting on the fence. Vautrin's act was a very meaningful one. That's all from me. Does anyone else have anything to say?
I don't have anything to say, apart from expressing my gratitude. Well then, let us head back.
Okay.
Please, take care.
Okay.
That trial is something I rarely bring up in conversation, but I have always felt deep regret for what happened to both Carol and Vautrin. The words he spoke in court often replay in my mind, as if urging me on to do something.
But Risley said he never resented you, right? Isn't that a good thing?
I believe I now understand what he wanted to tell me. I feel conflicted about those words. How should I describe it? Surprise, relief, fear, and regret. But this blend of emotions has led me to finally understand some things. I would like to hear your thoughts too. What do you think of me?
Paimon agrees with everything Risley said. As Chief Justice, every single one of your trials makes an impact on Fontaine. Hey!
What I really think is every trial you've ever judged has left its impression on you. And that's what makes you who you are today.
That is indeed a reasonable assumption. As I said, I find it difficult to express my emotions because I cannot fully understand myself. But I trust your judgment. Since some time ago, I have begun to know these changes were not due to any specific occurrence, but emerged as a... I will try to contemplate this further.
Welcome. Oh, that's a good sign.
It's raining! Oh no! Paimon forgot to bring an umbrella! Come on, let's hurry before it rains harder!
You're crying, right? You're sad. Don't cry.
It's raining again? I've had enough of this weather.
There go my travel plans.
Did you read the news this morning? Quick, put away everything on the clothesline.
When is this rain going to stop?
Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Is that Revenant?
planning to reanimate the monster. We have to report this to the Chief Justice.
The Fortress of Maripede. It's a good place for me.
He owes me so many answers.
Nervillette? You could say he's the real symbol of Fontaine's justice.
Watch him closely. He could be trouble.
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
Who's been threatening Melusines? Show yourself!
You will see much in the human world, from the delightful to the depressing. And one day, when you have dwelt among humanity long enough, you will be placed to bring judgment over all as a spokesperson for Fontaine's past.
Good morning, Monsieur Neuvillette! The rainy season's almost over! The skies are supposed to clear in a few days!
I hope you find time to enjoy the sunny days ahead.
Damn. So good.
Is the matter resolved?
Yep, we found the person who sent that threatening letter. Risley said he'd keep a close eye on him, so the Melusines should be safe.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Sorry for dragging.
There's no need to apologize.
Yeah, you didn't drag us in. We got involved of our own accord.
By the way,
At the Palais Mermonia, more than 50 people offered to protect her.
Bruh.
Some even hid within the bushes to look out for danger. I was worried that the excess of protection would make her feel uneasy. So I asked her to stay inside the palais.
Well, now it looks like the dust has to celebrate this joyous occasion. Monsieur Neuvillette, would you be
knew that
interested
would come.
in an
That's not how you sell.
I will.
Really?
Of course. My schedule is full for the following weeks, but I should be available next month. Come up with questions during the intervening days, and I will answer them to the best of my ability.
Yes! Thank
you so much, Monsieur!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must head back to the Palais and issue a communique to publicize our investigation. I hope it will assuage the
Let's go. Kelly? Kelly? Kel?
Yeah, safe.
Not going for food?
Going sir. There's one way to get, but I can't do it.
What way?
Travel like
It's
this.
quite all right. I'm here to tell you that we have caught the sender of that threatening letter.
I need to work with few characters before I can finish 12 flow.
Thank you too, Traveler and Big Sis Paimon. Everyone's been
I
so
finished
nice to me,
11th wish.
so I've always...
Do you remember Domenico?
Hmm?
He was the sender
11th
of that
wish I
letter.
finished.
Let me
Nice.
think.
Do it to
I
Elsa.
can't remember. My memory... By the way, I
Give
saw
more
Carol in my
and
dreams
give
just now.
a lot of materials.
In my dream, she
I'll be
looked
back.
really happy. She held my hand and said,
I'll be back.
Kiara, our dreams have... I can't remember what our dreams were anymore. And I don't know why.
You're going for food?
But I felt really happy to...
Yeah.
I can sense your
Okay,
joy.
bon appetit.
It is indeed a delightful moment.
Monsieur Neuvillette, are you... Oh, I almost forgot. Am I allowed to go out now? I promised to model for...
Of course.
See you next time, Monsieur Traveler and Big Sis Paimon.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.
It's a good quest, you know? It's over. I wanna meet him as Zhongli.
I really can't fathom what goes on in her head sometimes. I really can't.
Guys, that's it. We did it. Finished this quest. It felt so good. It was really a good quest. Like being with him, traveling with him. Yeah. What do we have? Oh. We'll go there and come.
Add Astro.
Ding. Ding.
Add Astro. Thank you for.
Yeah. Nice. No, I just have world quest with me. No. Only world quest. And I got keys? Yeah. Can open one hangout event. Kaya's will do to the begin hangout. Nice. We will do that. These all things have to do later. Meaning, yeah, all my world questions.
Where do you want to go next?
So I
If
think
you'd like to see Liyue's tourist.
that is for today, guys. It was fun. The quest was very good. Like, I didn't get to use Neverlight, but it was nice. I liked it. To hang around Neverlight. Yeah. So that is for today. Thanks for joining, and hopefully we'll stream tomorrow. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Peace.